Fantastic day one. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And it's all thanks to your contribution throughout the day, from the opening until the dancing, until the dance floor. So thank you very much for contributing, all of you, to the dancing and for watching that. And I think that was a joy for all, which for me was the highlight of the day. So thank you for that. It's also thanks to an excellent choice of location by our hosts. Not only location Estonia, not only location Tallinn, but also this location here and the museum yesterday. And even on day zero, in that evening, in that museum, these were places never to forget. So I also thank our hosts for offering these places and showing us there what you can actually do in places like that in a modern conference. So thank you for coming. The morning after is always a difficult time for people to be in time. So I'm glad that still a lot of you have made it in time. So we can probably soon have everybody listening in this opening event of day one. So I'll skip the script. I'm sorry for the ones who made the script, because we are a little late. It gives me great pleasure to invite Mr. Aavik, the Department Manager for Visit Estonia, on stage. Just a second. Rainer boasts 15 years of expertise in managing large-scale projects, primarily funded by the EU. He is a seasoned public speaker, having engaged with numerous local governments in Estonia and abroad. His extensive experience, including 5 years as a member of the Pärnu city government and deputy mayor of planning and department, has equipped him with deep knowledge across fields concerning cities and rural municipalities. Rainer, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming this morning. I understand it was a late night for all of us. What a great day for the conference, for the gala. A lot of us were actually inspired by the stories that were put on the stage yesterday, the top 100 stories, the green destinations. We all got a lot of hints where to travel next. So we were actually discussing with some colleagues where we already have been and where else we would like to go. As you've seen, Estonia is a very sustainable destination. This is just the way we are, and we like to set an example in the field of sustainability. Today afternoon, you will hear on the main stage more about the sustainable marine tourism and the vision for the Baltic Sea. It is our common responsibility to take care of the sea, as it is one of the main resources in our tourism. We couldn't imagine Estonia without the sea, without fish from the sea. So we have a special part dedicated for it. And we're especially proud that yesterday morning a memorandum of understanding was signed by both port authorities of Tallinn and Helsinki, which are one of the best in the world, really, in the field of sustainability, and taking account that they are actually the world-leading passenger terminals globally, so they are really big. But sustainability is not only about the environment, and our representative from Lahemaa will present you in the morning session how communities lead the tourism development in the great area of Lahemaa. They also received the Platinum Reward yesterday, so great job by them as well. And we also will have the grand young man, Aivar Ruukel, speaking about his and the dugout boat's journey into UNESCO heritage. And some of you who will go to the post tour tomorrow will also get to see it with your own eyes. And last but not least, I want to actually point out the presentation about our brand strategy. We have a key expert in developing the strategy here, and hopefully you get to listen to him as well. I wish you a joyful conference day, and I hope you can have some time with your old and new friends here in Tallinn, and enjoy the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Rainer. And I have the pleasure to invite to the stage Mr. Kalle Killar, Enterprise Development Director at the City of Tallinn. Kalle boasts a career of over 20 years, featuring significant roles in international organizations, including the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the EBRD, and government ministries in Estonia. His experience and expertise uniquely position him to lead enterprise development efforts, contributing to the growth and progress of Tallinn. Kalle, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I will try to get the slides working. I hope you can hear me well. So I will give a short glimpse about the efforts Tallinn has made to become a green capital of Europe, and some insights about our flagship projects and how do we develop tourism under the umbrella of green capital. So I think it's always important to agree on your priorities and what are you going to achieve. It's not about a title, but it's long work agreeing on the priorities that Tallinn has done so with the Tallinn 2035 and Climate Action Plan 2030. And it's been extensive exercise, including the different stakeholders in the city, including our citizens as well, to agree that we will focus on biodiversity, preserving it, climate, and sustainable governance that should support all this pathway towards sustainability. I will bring examples that we have taken on in different areas here. But before doing that, always set the sort of guiding principles that who we are. We believe in Tallinn that we are smart, trying to innovate. We want to be, as being highlighted, being a sustainable. Our ambition is to be inclusive city, that we do things together with our citizens and we involve them in different processes that the city is doing. And of course, learning. This is something that we value a lot in our city organization, but also provide this to our citizens. What is Tallinn about? This Shetland cattle is just, I think, 2 kilometers from here, cleaning or taking care of the seaside. But this reflects very much what Tallinn is about. We are very green. We even have 2 islands that is part of Tallinn. We have a bog inside the city territory, which I recommend to visit, especially during the autumn time, as it's really nice and colorful when the leaves are starting to show their colors. And Tallinn is a sea city. The length of a coastline is 46 kilometers. So this is something probably we don't recognize so often. Going further and showing some project that show the way for better future. The Pollinator Highways is something that we have launched some years ago already. Now it's taking shape, and it's basically a highway of peace throughout the city, where we have sort of, we saw the agreement of green corridor between Helsinki and Tallinn. This is the green corridor in Tallinn. And why I'm talking about it is because it's not only preserving the biodiversity, but it's also something that is triggering a wider change in our city's districts. We see a lot of good examples developing in the pollinator highway, where people are taking initiative to create a better city space. So I think such examples and such initiatives bring the city and understanding of biodiversity closer to our citizens as well. Another brave event that Tallinn has taken this year is banning basically single-used dishes from the beginning of this summer. So basically all the events that took place, public events that took place in Tallinn, were using multiple time dishes, and no single dishes were used. And I think the biggest event and why we are the most proudest is the Dance and Song Festival, with participation more than 100,000 visitors, and we were able to do it without using single plastic cutlery. So it was something amazing, and we were able to do it. So we hope that from the next year, the Estonia will follow the same example in general, and then we will have a good impact not only for the sustainability and nature, but also creating new opportunities for enterprises to provide services around the multiple-use cutlery. Last but not least, the sustainability doesn't happen without governance. I will not go into this circle. It's a bit too complicated. But what we have done and prepared and put it into work is how to see it holistically, the sustainable developments, how different counterparts in our city system and other parties are involved in achieving these objectives that I showed. So it's a big cooperation project, and the cooperation should be somehow regulated, and the governance model that we are using is giving us the possibility to do so. Lastly but not leastly, tourism is a very important part of the Tallinn's objectives to become more sustainable. Tourism plays an important role in our city, and that's why we believe that whatever we are doing in a sort of general level, we should also reflect in the tourism area. And some examples that we are taking on board in developing tourism is well, I will bring just few here. The old town is, for us, a bit overcrowded at times. So what we are aiming to do is to provide for our visitors wider perspective that Tallinn is more than just an old town, and there is much more to discover. Going back to the second slide, that the nature around the Tallinn and the beautiful landscapes of Tallinn and entertainment opportunities in these other city districts. So this is something that we see a lot of potential here. And then secondly, what I would bring out is we always gain value to ourselves as well, hosting events like this today, and then seeing the best practices and then taking them abroad, and also replicating it in our city system. So that's why we value very much the large international events and such an occasions to share experiences and get new practices that you take on board in our city system. Here I would focus on the green key. We have been working a lot together with our hospitality sector to achieve the green key transition, and the take-up has been incredible, and I think this is one of the success stories that we can share. And for me, being a bit with the IT background, using data and bringing data not only for the decision making, but also for our citizens, and helping them to use the data for their everyday life. I think this is something that we see a lot of potential. We have the data, we have the know-how, now it's our role to actually put it into a good practice in our everyday life. And lastly, we value a lot of cooperation within our Baltic region, especially the Nordic countries that are for us valuable partners when taking the steps towards sustainability, and the cooperation we gain from such project is taking us further. So my time is up. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the day ahead today. Thank you.